graphics and check out what the headlines
Alrighty.
are. So I have the daily graphic. On the front page of the daily graphic, the big one here, Akosombo Dam spillage. Victims brace for cholera and typhoid. Tongu districts declared public health emergency areas. President inaugurates Zonda Sinotruck assembly plant. Cuts sword for phase 3. 2.3 million Ghanaians suffer mental health conditions. Ghana card acquisition. Government must fund NIA, and that's by the EC. And that's what we have on the front page of the daily graphic.
Right, it's a lot going on. I mean, we have been talking, even with our relief supports campaign, we're asking people to bring in medical supplies because there are several CHIPS compounds, which are essentially health facilities that have been submerged. And we've spoken about the fact that latrines in these communities are also submerged. And what does that mean? Fecal matter in the water swimming around. So cholera and typhoid definitely going to be a problem in these areas that have been affected. And then just to comment a little bit on the mental health statistics. Look, we're talking about over 26,000 people, 30,000 people, and that's even people who've been displaced, not necessarily people who've been affected. Can you imagine the ill mental health they're going to be going through? And you know, a lot of the time we talk about mental health, we are thinking about the very, very serious diseases. We go straight to depression, we go to schizophrenia, we go to bipolar disease, we go to split personality. But even just not knowing where your next meal will come from.
The little anxiety that goes through your head,
you know, it sparks something up there. You may not be walking around on the street naked, excuse me to say, but it's not the best condition to be in. So I'm happy. I mean, 2 days ago, we did learn that from our reporters, from Fred Duho and Charles Owusu-Kumi, that there are mental health practitioners down there as well, speaking the people through, walking them through, you know, what they're dealing with. So. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that. We have the Ghanaian Times as well. On the front page, limited voter registration exercise. EC captures 910,996 voters, exceeds 700,000 targets by over 200,000. And that's on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times. President inaugurates second phase of Sinotruck assembly plant at Katamanso. Page 11, and I'm happy about that because they're doing some great assembly work with those trucks. We had them at This Is Ghana, you know, last year, and it was great to see what they're doing. Major Mahama murder case. Remember that case?
Yeah.
Prosecution addresses 7-member jury. That's on page 3. So I'd like to see how that pans out.
That case has taken so long.
Yeah. Young persons suffering from mental health in Ghana, alarming, says Dr. Ekrimet, and that's on page 13. So the mental health practitioners are speaking. Alleged coup plotter denies joining group to topple government. That's on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times.
All right. So on the front page of the Daily Guide, Amidu accuses SP of public deception. Guarantor abusers will be jailed, and that's by the EC. Nana opens new Sinotruck plant. Duncan Williams, Eastwood Anaba exit Cathedral Board.
Okay, we have the Herald front page. We have executives of the Ghana Airports Company on there. And the headline is Ghana Airports Board Chairman defends Akufo-Addo family in sale of prime state lands to Nigerian crony. I didn't say it. That's what the Herald is saying. And then 11 communities feel neglected by NADMO after Akosombo Dam spillage. We also have here Duncan Williams, Eastwood Anaba cites lack of accountability as they resign the National Cathedral project, you know. So that's another big story that's been brewing since yesterday. NDC refers MPP defectors' eligibility to Do Ajaho others. Lots of L's in there, all right? And that's the Herald for this morning.
All right, so on the front page of the Republic Press, NDC missing in action as Supreme Court throws out injunction against EC. Brian Echampo notches food security agenda. National Cathedral project in limbo as top clergymen call it quits. Ghana, Rosatom hold meeting on nuclear cooperation. Let's all aid flood victims in Volta region, and that's by Alan Tremantin. Dam spillage, close to 30,000 individuals displaced within a year.
All right, and we have the Ghanaian publisher. EC registers 996 new voters. That story again. Then we also have here, Ghana's balance sheet looking good, says the Controller General. Page 2 of the publisher. Then we have why Duncan Williams Eastwood Anaba abandoned National Cathedral Board, and that is on page 3 of the publisher. We also have Dorma East MP calls for calm ahead of MPP presidential primary, and you can read that on page 8 of the Ghanaian publisher.
All right, okay, now the paper actually. The paper is the New Publisher. And the front page of the New Publisher, we have Duncan Williams Eastwood Anaba quits National Cathedral job over unaudited public funds. Victory awaits Bahomia November 4th. And Ursula, utilizing digital skills will solve Africa's unemployment. And Govit honors Iyoko Boss and 8 others.
All right, we have the finder here. 1D1F, President commissions phase 2 of Sinotrac's assembly plant. Again, that story on page 8 of the finder. Margins Group, KGL, donate 1.4 million Ghana cedis to MOBA 83. That's the old Students Association of Infantipim School. Okay, 1,668 killed in road crashes between January and September 2023. Wow. Alarming numbers. This is not injuries. This is not people who have been involved in crashes. This is 1,668 lives that have been lost between January and September this year. Ridiculous. Page 2 of the finder. 61.9% of 996 new voters registered are using the guarantor system, says the EC. That's on page 5 of the finder. And then 31 suspected commercial sex workers and human traffickers arrested in the Western region. That's on page 4. And that's also a story that Citi News has been following up since yesterday.
All right, so let's check out some online news. Pick up your tabs, your phones, and head to citinewsroom.com, and let's read the headlines together. So we have here, better late than never, a Blackwa on Duncan Williams Eastwood Anaba's resignation from National Cathedral Board. And the top trending stories, Momo merchant sentenced to 6 months in prison for impersonating public officer. Ghana vs USA, overhyped players, confused coach, and 5 painful lessons. Benjamin Epton writes. Dr. Kwame Enimbuamwa appointed CEO of UGMC. And the last one here, Ghana abstains in crucial UN Security Council vote to end Israel-Gaza war.
All right, let's take a quick look at GhanaWeekend.com. Fifth Dimension Tour, Stoneboy electrifies Amsterdam and Italy with back-to-back performances. Great to hear that. And again, we have Duncan Williams Eastwood Anaba resign from board of trustees of the National Cathedral. That's also on GhanaWeekend.com. We have Zap Mallet fumes at Tego Sisters for excluding him from 40th anniversary concerts. And that was, you know, based on a tweet that Zap Mallet put out yesterday, or, you know, he reposted it on X. You know what it means. And then we also have here Shatawale's new girlfriend, Mali, throws shade at Michi in a post. Okay, and then let's go to bbc.com, take a look at some international news. Israel still in the news. Israel says hospital blast caused by militants' rockets fired from Gaza. Lots of unrest, lots of terrible pictures over there. Here as well, Jordan loses first round of House Speaker vote. It seems like there's a lot of politics going on. And then we also have news from Liberia, where elections are going on as well, and there's a gridlock. And so there may end up being a runoff so that Liberia can have a new president. All right, so that's it for the headlines. Let's get ready for some sports news. All right, you're welcome back. Now let's take a look at some sports headlines. And still with the Black Stars, they've been in the news over the past several days because they are playing international friendlies. And the Black Stars lost by 4-0 to the United States in their second international friendly of the month. Both teams were hoping to record better fortunes after losing respective friendlies last week, and it was the Americans who got the desired result as they scored 4 times in the first 40 minutes of the first half. The result marks a disappointing month for the Black Stars, who conceded 6 goals in the 2 friendlies they played as part of preparations for the next AFCON, which will be played in Côte d'Ivoire in January 2024. Let's go to Euro 2024, where England booked their place in the 2024 European Championships after they beat Italy 3-1 at Wembley on Tuesday night. England needed a win or a draw to get to the Euros, but they were given a rude shock when Italy stepped up and they took the lead in the 15th minute. However, the 3 Lions fought back to level matters through a Harry Kane penalty in the 32nd minute, and Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane scored for England in the second half to seal the win and their place in the Euros. For England, the result will be seen as a revenge for losing the final of the 2020 Euros to Italy at the very same venue. So that's what's happening in the world of sports. That's what's happening in the world of sports. And do remember that because these friendlies, international games have been happening, our EPL players have been away fighting for their countries on the fields, on the pitches. But the EPL will be back, and do make sure that when it comes back tomorrow night, you are, actually from tonight, really, you are paying attention to the commentary that's going on 97.3 Citi FM, because in Ghana, we are the home of the beautiful game. Make no mistake about that. And tomorrow, the sports desk, Citi Sports Desk, will be here to tell us what's going on in the English Premier League on the PL Zone right here on Breakfast Daily.